Let's see, Nelson, Vienna, Virginia, very nice area, the great WMAL. How may I help you?
Hey, Mark, great show. I love it. Listen to it every day.
Thank you.
Now, I'm a young Hispanic guy. I grew up here in Northern Virginia, and as everybody is well aware, it's a fairly blue area, but, grew up Democrat or liberal, I guess, and I've since, received an education, and I staunch conservative, and I just want to talk about what everyone's saying about the Republican Party and how they need to start compromising their values and principles for Hispanics, and it's not going to work. It's absolutely wrong. There's nothing about conservatism that Hispanics would find offensive. Hispanics just don't. They're just not up to speed with what conservatism is, what it stands for.
Well, Nelson, here's the thing. If people are coming right over the border from another country and they don't speak English, we can't expect them to understand a lot at this point. They've escaped countries where they obviously don't want to be for a variety of reasons. And so that's why a country needs to have an ordered immigration process, an assimilation process, where we conservatives, whether we be Hispanic, white, black, or whatever, have an opportunity to engage, to explain, to persuade, and so forth. But that's not what the left wants, and the Republicans are about to buckle. They are. I hear this Boehner. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, how is the tyrannical agenda of the left with an all-powerful, centralized, iron-fisted federal government that destroys small businesses, right, that destroys job opportunities, that destroys wealth creation, how does that help anybody, Hispanics, non-Hispanics, or anybody else? And yet that's where we're headed.
Yeah, but they don't see it that way. They see Obama as the guy that's on their team, and they, the mainstream media has led them to believe that they're victims of the private sector, of private companies who have exploited them. And the reason I'm scared, I'm terrified, is because it's going to take a lot of grassroots campaigning and grassroots efforts to really get the message across to them. It's going to be difficult. It's going to take a lot of manpower. But
you cannot get the message across if the numbers are overwhelming, if our institutions here in the United States are not promoting small d democracy, individual sovereignty, constitutionalism, and so forth. You got to secure the border. You need to follow immigration laws. We need to have an ordered process. Instead, immigration right now exists for the purposes of politicians and people who want cheap labor.
Yeah, but they can understand. They have to be reminded of and again, I'm a Hispanic. They have to be reminded of the reason for which they came to this country, and that's to find a job. That's for opportunity. They've come here. They've heard Obama speak, and Obama's probably the greatest orator in the history of this country.
No, Nelson, you are so right. Obama's a demagogue. That's what he is. He's a demagogue who will use the powers of government, the power of the federal government, to try and buy off populations, to try and turn one race against another, to divide the nation along economic lines, to do whatever he can to hold on to power, to advance his agenda, to advance his party. We're up against a demagogue, and the Republicans aren't sure what to do about it. Boehner is exactly the wrong guy to be leading the House, to be the Speaker, and he doesn't know what to do, so he's capitulating. As I say, we advance our conservative principles wherever we can, however we can, whatever part of the government we have. We get ready for the next election. Finally, when we have a Republican president, a Republican Senate and House, we advance free market, pro-human being policies, and we show people what works. But time's running out. I don't know if we'll get to this point.
Yeah. Let's show them. Trust me, all your listeners should not be afraid of telling their Hispanic friends or colleagues of our conservative values. Let's explain to them that a job is worth more than a food stamp or than a welfare check. Hispanics are the friendliest people on earth. They'll hear us out. Thanks, Mark. That's my comment.
God bless. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it.